Absolutely.
This meeting is being recorded.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Matt Lafferty. I'm the Director of Operations and Finance for DAR. And today is the last of our 4-part webinar series with Freddie Mac. Today's webinar will focus on Freddie Mac's Choice Renovation and Green Choice Mortgage Solutions. All attendees are muted and will be muted throughout the webinar. But if we have time for questions, we can take those at the end, and you can place those in the chat box. We're also recording this session. Today's first speaker is James Hall, a single-family affordable lending manager with Freddie Mac. And our second speaker today is Sandra Heidinger. She is an affordable lending manager, creating production strategies and lending opportunities for Freddie Mac's lender customers. So Jim, go ahead.
All right. Well, thank you, Matt. It's hard to believe that this is our 4th webinar. It just seems like we just started them recently, and we've gone over the state of the housing market. We teamed up with Delaware State Housing Authority, and we also covered our affordable programs, Home Possible and Home One. And as we know, there's a lot of challenges right now, in the housing market, and Freddie Mac just does not rely on our regular core products. We have alternative products which help the home buyers by giving them a choice, and we encourage lenders to utilize these programs, and it's our intent to educate the realtor world that we have these programs available. So we have the pleasure of having my colleague Sandra be able to discuss with you today our choice renovation and our green choice programs. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. I'm going to monitor the chat box and then relay them to Sandra. So without further ado, Sandra, thank you for joining us today, and time is yours.
Thank you, Jim. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. And I have to say, I'm excited about Delaware too. I've never spoken to a Delaware audience, on top of, how, sidebar question, I love to travel. And, you check off how many states have you been to or how many have you not been to. There are 8 states I haven't been to. Delaware is one. So you're on my list. I've got to get there to check out the state as well. But I also am going to need your help, you guys in the audience, as I'm talking, because again, I don't know Delaware. So you're going to help me with this conversation today. Again, I'm an affordable lending manager here at Freddie, working with our lender partners across the country to help them create strategies to help them grow their business. Today, our topics are really a little bit about the market environment and our choice products, as Jim said, our choice renovation and our green choice. So, as we're looking at today's environment, I tell you what, I've been in this industry. I've been at Freddie Mac 25 years and worked in the primary market prior to that. So needless to say, I don't want to tell a whole age because I know fingers will be counted and I'm like, you'll run out. I've seen a lot of things going on. This is the craziest market I've ever seen today. And I know you as real estate professionals are trying to help your clients too make that decision on their home, right? I mean, you're showing the ones, but maybe as some of the homes they're looking at, it's like, yeah, it's in the location we want, but you know what? That needs a lot of work to it. I just don't know if I really feel like I've got enough money to do that. Or maybe they're looking for a home that's like, we're all in that age, where a lot of us are in this age too, where maybe our parents may be coming to live with us as they are aging gracefully, right? And need a little more TLC, a little more watch as they are aging. So they may be looking for a space, a home that can accommodate that as well. How can I find that? Maybe there's not a home, but maybe we've got a solution for you to help that space. In this age of energy efficiency, we do have a product, our green choice. So people are looking at, maybe they found a house they want, but it is an older home and the windows are old, the doors are old, the thermostats, everything. And it's like, oh man, it's going to cost too much. I don't know if I have that, plus the money for my down payment. How can, what can I do? And I'm sure you as real estate professionals are like, where can I go? What options are out there? What solutions are out there for me? Well, I'm about to, this slide is really telling you nothing that you really don't already know. A lot of the challenges that are there. The housing stock is older. Trying to find an affordable, first trying to find inventory. So I'd like for you guys put in chat, are you guys experiencing inventory or supply issues of inventory of homes in your markets? I'm sure if it's like everywhere else in the country, I'm sure that's the case. Let me know what you're seeing, Jim, any responses that they may come up, that they may say.
I will, Sandra.
The millennials, there's a larger, a big number of millennials that are looking to buy that first home. But again, trying to find that affordable first home. I mean, it's getting to be more and more of a challenge, right? And then that increasing number of 55 plus, and the retirees, they're had their big home. Now they're wanting to downsize or maybe stay in age in place, depending on that home. Did you know that 80% of the nation's 137 million homes are at least 20 years old? That's almost 110 million homes that could benefit from using a home improvement loan. Additionally, almost 55 million homes are at least 50 years old. Again, that could benefit for some significant renovation. So the US market for home improvements is now over 400 billion, that's with a B, annually. So I'm sure you as a real estate professional probably are wanting to be aware of this, and how can I find out more to help my clients, my buyers, get into a home?
And Sandra,
Why
Flossie has
renovation?
responded.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, Flossie has responded that inventory is a problem in Delaware. So she validated that for you.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'm sorry to hear that, but yeah, it's just crazy everywhere. But why renovation lending? It's up, almost 13% in 42 metro areas. The average growth of 5% in these markets and in metro markets as well. There are 14 metros that are projected to see a robust growth above 6% this year. That's huge. That's huge. I know I'm seeing, I just moved to Charlotte and I'm seeing it here. It's crazy. And you can see with the I'm sitting here about to point to it with my finger, but you see, I know you can see that. But if we look up through the Northeast where Delaware is, we see that more. If I'm thinking Delaware should be probably right in this area. Is that about right, Jim?
That is correct. It's right below my home state of New Jersey, right there. So, yeah.
Is that the gray right here?
That's
Or a little bit lower, maybe right in here?
Right there next to Maryland. Okay, to the right.
Okay.
That little piece there is Delaware. Yeah.
Okay, so that, as we see, that is in that 3 to 6 range of projected change. That's pretty big. That's one of those 17 metros that are looking at moderate growth. Larger here in the Sun Belt at 9%. So we're seeing a lot of change here. With our choice products, just want to make sure that you guys are aware they can be combined, not only just our standard conventional product, but also with our 3% down products, such as our Home Possible, our Home One, and HFA Advantage. So yes, using the Choice Reno Green Choice, they can get in as little as 3% down. That's huge. That is huge. And just as a quick reminder, because Jim has told me that that he has already done a presentation around the Home Possible, Home One, HFA Advantage. So just wanted to put this slide in here as a quick reminder of what those are. And just so you don't forget, I know that you don't though, but we've got our Home Possible, which is our basically our standard 3% down product, people getting in. It's for first-time home buyers and repeat borrowers. So it doesn't have to be just a first-time home buyer. For Home Possible, as little as 3% down. It is income delineated at 80% of area median income. But what if you've got a client that wants to put that 3% down? And but they make more than that 80% of area median income. That's where you've got Home One. Home One picks up where Home Possible leads off. So no income restrictions, but for Home One, at least one borrower does have, one of your clients does have to be a first-time home buyer. Last but certainly not least, I always joke with Jim, you know, HFA Advantage. HFA Advantage is our supersized 3% down product, because that one is the best of the best. If your clients can qualify, because that one does have all the bells and whistles, even more so than what Home Possible does. So anyway, so this is just a quick reminder of what those three products are. So let's jump in, and for more questions, certainly reach out to your lender, or I'm sure you can reach out to Jim. I'm throwing you out here, Jim, for more questions on those more specific. So with that, let's jump into our choice renovation and start our conversations here. So I'm sure as you're listing or as you're looking at properties, you know, word association here. When you see the word charming, what does that mean? Small. Tell us in chat. Tell us in chat with this. So if you're hearing charming, what does that mean? Let me know what you see.
And please respond to everyone so I can see it and relay it to Sandra. Okay, we got one in here, Sandra. It says needs work. Okay, does anybody else have a response? And please enter it into the chat.
Charming could mean small. What about vintage? It's a vintage gem. What's that one telling you? See, I'm hearing, every time I hear vintage, I hear old. Hidden potential. What do you think about that? Lots of hidden potential. I know as a buyer, I might be thinking, how much work's going to have to be done on that one? Do I want to see it? But you know what? A lot of house hunters, when they're looking at properties like this, they might be thinking, I just don't know. But you know what? Maybe that house that has that hidden potential, or that is a vintage gem, could be a house in a location where your client wants to purchase, right? Because maybe it's close to where their parents are, where their family is, other family. Maybe it's in a school district where they want their kids to go to school, right? So, but it needs some work. That's where Choice Renovation is a wonderful, wonderful product for you to be talking to your clients about and working with your lenders. about as well, because it will allow them to go ahead and close on the loan. And they have up to a year after that loan is closed, so a year after the note date, to get the repairs done. And get this, it also allows them to finance, include in this financing up to 6 months of PITI, principal, interest, taxes, insurance, because you know what? Maybe they're wanting to redo all the bathrooms or redo the kitchen. Well, they might need to live in a hotel during this time, right? So this 6 months of carry, if you will, can help them to get that done until they can move in, at least until the home is move-in-ish ready, right? It allows them to pay all the soft costs, such as the permits, the plans and specs, and for the inspections, for the draw, the inspections that have to be done to get another draw. So lots of great stuff here that you can utilize it with. Now, the one thing it has to be done to an existing, the proceeds can finance renovations to an existing dwelling. But you cannot totally bulldoze that building all the way down. You cannot do that and build a new structure. You can demolish maybe a good part of it, but not all of it. And with this, it allows you to finance it will allow them to finance up to 75% of the as completed value, which is pretty significant. It's a pretty significant amount that they can do with this. Cannot be used for any personal property except with new appliances. So I'm going to put something out here for you. Remember that one topic that I brought up at the start? Excuse me, about maybe you've got a client that is looking for a home that may be including including their parents, because their parents need to move in with them. Okay. So what if you find a home, but it doesn't really have that? Have you guys, I'd like to ask you guys a questions about ADUs, accessory dwelling units. Can you guys talk to me for a minute? Are you guys seeing any of that kind of movement, any interest in accessory dwelling units in the Delaware area, in the Delaware market? Tell us in chat.
And again,
I'd love to hear what's happening in this space.
and again, when using chat, please respond to everyone.
Even Matt,
Sarah-
if you've got any feedback, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sarah responded that no, we cannot have them legally, at least in the lower part of the state.
Ah,
That's very interesting, Sandra.
that very much so. I would love to, yeah. It definitely has to meet zoning, obviously. So, and that's lower Delaware. I wonder about other parts of the state. And here, while we're waiting on others to respond, I'd even like to call out to Matt. I mean, Matt, what are you seeing anything in this space across Delaware around ADUs?
I don't really.
And
have
you'll
a
mute
comment
if you're
on this.
talking.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, Matt.
Yeah, I don't really have a comment on this.
No,
I'm sorry.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, do we have any realtors up in the Wilmington or Newcastle area? Okay, no one's responded on that.
Okay. So let me just put this out here. And if it's something you're interested in, we would love to come back and have a conversation about it, because it is a growing phenomenon across the country. And especially in some markets that are just so extremely priced and are looking for ways, to gain some affordability by adding an ADU to their property. Obviously, to your points, it does have to be legal and legal conforming, meet the zoning requirements, but it does allow people to add this extra space. So I'm gonna give you an example of something. I'm a little older, like I said. So how many of you watched Happy Days as a kid? Yeah, and I know you guys remember the Fonz, for those of you who did watch Happy Days. So where did Fonzie live? Fonzie lived in the garage apartment by the Cunninghams. That is an ADU. That is an accessory dwelling unit. So think this, because it does have to have a separate entrance. They can take this, maybe they've got a garage, and they could build an apartment above the garage for maybe for their parents to live in, or as a rental unit if they wanted to do that. So just wanted to put these ideas out here for consideration. It's something that you guys may be interested, depending again on zoning, etc. But just wanted to call that out. Let us know if you have any questions on that. Yes, Jim.
And Sandra, it was just entered in the chat that the Sussex Affordable Housing Group and H4H is pushing to get ADUs passed. So that's great news. Thank you, Sarah, for putting that in there.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Keep us posted. And definitely, like I said, Jim can arrange to have us come out and do some more conversation around this space. And because we would love, again, we just think just in this time where affordable housing is such a challenge, this is another avenue, right? So good luck. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you, Jim, for the feedback.
Oh, and Sandra, we have another comment here from Flossie. Newcastle County does allow ADUs. Okay, so this seems to be geographical. And just so you know, Sandra, Delaware has 3 counties. Okay, and so Sussex County, we know they're pushing for approval. And thanks to Flossie, she verified that Newcastle County does allow it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Great. Well, so that's with our Choice Reno. We've also got a fast track, if you will, for Choice Reno Express. So our Choice Reno Express is really for the smaller products. It is a shorter time frame to complete and a lesser amount. But again, complements, follows some of the same requirements as the full-blown Choice Reno, which allows you to close on the home up front and do the repairs afterwards. Now this one, like I said, it's a smaller amount. You're financing up to 10% of the as completed appraised value in lieu of the 75% of the as appraised value of the full-blown Choice Express. Now, high needs, which I don't think Delaware has any high needs areas, but if so, you can finance up to 15% of the as completed appraised value. It's in the guide, approved for anybody to use. They can close and deliver, before the repairs are complete. This one, instead of a year to complete, is 180 days from note date to completion. So it's a shorter time frame, but still, if it's just some smaller projects, they can take care of that as well. And it's a much easier lift for your lender client, for your lender partners to manage as well. Benefits, again, they can skip that interim financing. You can do it as a purchase or a refinance. And again, for both of these products, whether it's the Choice, full-blown Choice, or the Choice Express, you can use it with Home Possible and Home One. Now, Green Choice. Let's talk about Green Choice. Energy efficiency, right? It is the topic of the day all over the place. Well, we do have a mortgage where you can do those renovations for those energy efficient home improvements. With this, it's going to look and feel the same as your green choice. This one as your choice renovation. But green choice, you can finance up to 15% of the as completed value of the property. And this is for all of those energy efficient, energy or water efficiency improvements. Again, you can close on the mortgage and then the work can be done after that. Did you know that more than half of the household energy goes towards heating and cooling? That's incredible, right? Energy and water efficiency improvements, they help lower the cost of home ownership. So you're helping your clients in this same vein by using this while making, helping them save money for their bills and making the home more comfortable. With Green Choice, it supports home improvements that lead to utility cost savings. Again, finance up to 15% of the as completed appraised value of the property. Now, your cut point, if there's more than $6,500 of improvements that are being done for the energy, there will need to be a HERS report done. Okay, there will need to be that. The only exception to that would be if they are putting in solar panels. Now, if they're doing solar panels, you don't have to have that HERS report, okay? Or if it is less than 6,500 or less, you don't have to have that. So some may not be as expensive as others. We'll talk about some of those in just a second. Again, you can do the refi. They can do it as a refi if they're already in the home, because I'm sure you guys keep in touch with those borrowers, those clients after you put them in a home, just to keep touch with them. And they may be coming to you asking about maybe they should refinance or maybe just some options about different other things in their life, right? So here's some things that could be considered for energy efficiency improvements. Maybe these programmable thermostats, those think about Google Nests, how people are putting those in their homes these days. They could do caulking or weather stripping, replace the doors of the windows, put in these Anderson windows, right? The high efficiency refrigerators, freezers, water heaters, light bulbs, insulation for the ceilings or the walls and the floors, air sealing, air conditioning, heating, the HVACs, right? Replace them to a high efficiency. Solar water heaters as well, and the low flow water fixtures. So some of these, if they're wanting to do just a few, may not be as expensive as, up to the $6,500, which would require that HERS report. So just some things to be thinking about. Tell us in text chat for a quick second. Is this something that you think some of your clients would take advantage of? Do you think you would find it beneficial for some of the clients you're working with?
All we need is a yes or no, audience members. Okay, I got a yes here, Sandra.
Awesome.
Another yes from Flossie and Lisa. Thank you for responding.
Cool. Because I know sometimes when we think about renovation stuff, we think it can be very cumbersome, and they don't have to be as cumbersome. If you've got a great lender that you're working with, they have this worked out to a science, whether or not it is for Green Choice or the Choice Renovation. So there's several great lenders that are out there in the marketplace that have the products that can make your client feel at ease when it comes to this. And again, helping your client being able to get into maybe that home that they thinking, I don't know, it's too much work, or it doesn't have quite everything I want, to talking with them about these products and getting them to have what they want in that house.
And Sarah responded that this may be good for clients who may not qualify for low-income renovation grants that do similar projects.
Ah, yes, absolutely. And, you know, as we look at this up here, I mean, I know it gets a little chilly up in Delaware in the winter, right? Uh, you know, the age of the housing, this could be great, again, for insulating, replacing those windows and doors in some of those homes too, to strengthen the, you know, the heating in some of those homes. All right. Well, thank you for indulging us today. Now, before we totally close out, we do have some resources that we'd love to talk to you about, because we can give you the resources, but you guys are the experts, right? So Jim and I are here to just give you tools to build your toolbox, to help expand your toolbox. So what are your next steps? What should you be doing to make yourself, you know, better positioned with your clients, right? Some of the main things is just really because you want to build yourself as that trusted advisor in that marketplace, as I'm sure you already are. These are just some ways to strengthen that. So what are some things you can do? Always just keeping yourself informed. You know, making sure that you are reading, you know, information that's out there. You know, Freddie Mac has like a quarterly forecast that we put out. You want to check out National Association of Realtors and the Harvard Joint Center for Housing Studies, because they're always doing all kinds of great research. Know the benefits of the affordable solutions with working with borrowers that are in that LMI space, the low to moderate income borrower space. Sign up for continuing education classes as well. And go to, you know, we've got a plethora of information on our website. You want to leverage the connections out there to grow your business. You know, remember, it takes a village, right? We cannot do this solo. It takes a village to make home possible in the communities. Housing counselors are a great place to make sure that you have really good connections, because what do you do with those clients that you may have that may not be ready today? Because I'm sure there you may have clients that are coming to you so excited they're ready to buy a home, and they sit down. I know that you have them go to a lender client of yours, a lender partner of yours, to get that pre-approval letter, right? And what if you find out they're not ready right now? What do you do with those clients? Those are the ones that really, where it's so important to make sure that you have relationships built with your housing counseling agencies so that they can work with them to put them in a mortgage ready position. I have to tell you, I was at a housing conference in Minnesota about 3 or 4 years ago. And there was a guy on a panel that I've told him, I quote him ever since he's made this comment. I quote him everywhere I go. He's like, I never tell anybody a no, a hard no. I tell them it is a soft yes, because words do matter, right? Words matter. So if you've got a client that has come to you so excited about buying a house, you send them to your lender partner just to find out, they don't qualify. They're not mortgage ready right now. To tell them no, what is that going to do to their attitude? It's so important to keep them motivated, because maybe they just need 6 months of some work to get them in a mortgage ready position. And guess what? Guess who they're coming back to when they are in that mortgage ready position? They're coming back to you because you didn't give up on them. Again, that's where it's important to have those connections. Just, you know, to be that trusted advisor. You want to make sure that you strategically engage those future clients with education. And we do have some information a little bit further, a couple slides down for educational pieces that you can direct your clients to. It's important to make sure that you are marketing correctly and how you engage with these folks as well. Communication is important. How you say and what you say. Again, very, very important. And again, at the end, make sure that you share your expertise and shine, because your expertise builds who you are. You know, it helps to strengthen your personal brand, enhance your industry reputation. You know, and volunteer to help mentor other agents, because we are all in this together, right? We are all in this together, and how we want to build this village to be successful within our group and externally as well. We do have a real estate professional resource center that Jim and I highly want you and encourage you to be a part of. You know, we send out newsletters every so often. This way, it allows you to have the greatest, the newest and the latest, the greatest and latest on everything going on. Sign up and we send out information so that it helps you be aware of what's going on and allows you to become even more that trusted advisor. And the other thing I want to tout about this Real Estate Professional Resource Center, we love your feedback too, because I know one of our colleagues manages this particular website, and you guys are the boots on the ground. How do you think that we develop our products that we put out in the marketplace? We do it based on your feedback. If you're seeing trends, things that are going on, let us know. Because again, that's how we tailor and change the different products that we have. And he does commit to get back to folks within 48 hours. So just so you know, because we always want to hear from you. Here's our signature Credit Smart. This is our financial capability and homeownership educational resource. Credit Smart is now it's 21 years old. We just revamped it last year. Figured that after 20 years, we probably should revamp it a little bit, because things probably have changed a little bit. With that update, we've made it ADA accessible, mobile optimized, because before you had to be on a computer to access Credit Smart. Now you can do it on your iPad, on your phone, in the car. Don't do it while you're driving though. But you know, it's very interactive. You can start and stop. You can start on one app. Maybe you start it on your phone and then you go to your iPad or your laptop to finish it. You can do that too. Lots of great information here, and it is multilingual. Different paths for for education here. This is our Credit Smart Essentials, because it's not just about getting someone into a home. It is about keeping them in that home, right? It's all about responsible and sustainable home ownership. So we want people to know what to expect all through this journey of home ownership. One of the things that I do want to point out through this, it also talks about what happens, or what do they need to do when life happens, and this is something that's close to my heart. I did a lot of training on the workout options for many years during the height of the housing crisis. One of the things that we found is, and how a lot of people got too far down that path of trouble because they were embarrassed to reach out for help. And this is where we need to get rid of that stigma, because life does happen, and we do have options within this. It tells them what to do and where to go should life happen, to reach out and make that call. But this explains, you know, to how to set goals, how to set a budget, how to be ready to close on this house. Again, all about how to be that savvy borrower. We do have our tutorial, our Credit Smart Home Buyer U. It does meet the home buyer education requirements for Home Possible and for Home One. It'll take maybe an hour or two to go through, very interactive. Once they've completed it, they'll get a certificate that they can email to you, and they can email it to the lender who they're going to be doing their loan with. And it's good for a year. And okay, show of hands or tell us in text chat, do you guys like free stuff? I know I do. It's free for them to take. Another great bonus here, you can take Home Buyer U. It's available in English and in Spanish. And that's huge. For those of you that are working with the Latino community, this is another huge opportunity here for you. We have some podcasts that we launched this back in 2019. Highly recommend that you check this out as well. I know as you're, excuse me, as you're driving around between appointments, this is a great thing that you can download and subscribe and listen because we have a lot of great podcasts that are out here. Highly encourage you to take advantage of that. And again, that 4-letter word, it's free for you to take advantage of. At the end of the day, it is all about you because you guys are the experts in the room. We were just invited here to help you strengthen your toolbox as you are out working with your clients, trying to make home possible for them. Do we have any questions? With that, I am pretty much done. Just want to see if there's any questions, comments. Jim, anything that you would like to add on anything that I've covered here?
Yeah, a couple things.
Yes,
Matt
sir.
will be providing the presentation slides to our live audience and also to the DAR members who are listening to the recording of this. So also live audience, if you need to go back and hear Sandra's great presentation, Matt will be providing the link for the recording. Also, I like to acknowledge our colleague Monica LaCrue has jumped on the line, and Monica is a member of the same team that Sandra and I are on, and she was instrumental in partnering with me and building this webinar series that we have made available to realtor associations throughout the country. So Monica, if you want to jump on and say hello to everyone. It's hard to believe that this is our 4th webinar that we've done with Matt and the Delaware Association of Realtors, but it's been very successful, and you were amazing.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for letting us be part of your growing business. We, have a lot of other educational opportunities. Like Sandra mentioned, please sign up for our Real Estate Professionals Resource Center so we can continue to share news and information and provide resources to everyone on the call.
Yeah, I mean, the great thing about Freddie Mac is that we're just a tremendous resource for information, and we don't sell anything. It's just a matter of, looking at the whole affordable ecosystem. We're all in this together. And, being real estate professionals, you're at the genesis of the transaction. It really starts with you. And we realize, that you're an important cog in the wheel, and that's why we do these events. So if anybody wants to unmute themselves and ask us a question or give us comments, we like the interaction. Please do.
Don't be shy.
Okay. Well, Sarah said thank you in the chat, so you're very welcome, Sarah. And we, okay, if we don't have any questions or comments, again, it's been a great 4-part series, and hopefully we'll be able to do some more, maybe in the fall. And I'll turn it over to Matt. Thank you very much, Matt. It's been a great experience.
Sure. Thank you, Sandra and Jim, for today. As Jim said, I'll be sending a follow-up email to everybody who registered for this, as well as today's attendees. This concludes our four-part series. So thank you to everybody who attended the entire series. And thank you. Thanks for joining us. Have a good day.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank
Take care.
you. Bye-bye, everyone.